the winning is what the people see. But is, you know, what there is behind winning is much, much more important. You know, that's what the people see, but what the people don't see is what we do here every day, the effort that we put. That is much more important. Talent don't give you success. Sure, I think I have a very beautiful childhood. I'm the third of, three sisters actually, because I am after two sisters I came. My family they are teachers, both of them. So my mother was teaching arts in school, and my father physical education, and plus he was tennis teacher plus a volleyball coach. And basically I just grew up playing sport continuously, so I was a lucky child that grew in this lucky time where you can just go outside your home and play everything. So I remember that between the street of my village we were making Olympic games, you know, so there was every street, every team, and we were playing soccer, volleyball, basketball, tennis, and we were competing each other, so it was pretty fun. And I was very, very in love with sport, not much in love with school, so I always tried to escape from studying to go to sport. Of course, I study, I finish all what I have to do, but I just was able to have the minimum to pass because just, for example, when I was in school, I came back from school around 2, and then quick lunch, then from 3 to 5 I was playing tennis, then come back with my bike, again little snack, then from 6:30 till 8:30 I was playing volleyball. Then I come back and then I was trying to study for the next day, but mostly I was going to my friend, take what I need to do for the next day and go to the next day. So I was lucky that I have a family that support me always, because of course my father was too much in sport, and my mother really is very different, you know, part of the family. She always say that her dream is to be a bench player because she would never have any responsibility, you know, so that was very nice. And then, yeah, that was my childhood. And of course, like every kid of this age in my town, like mostly because I was born in a special town, one of the few towns in the world where volleyball is much more important than soccer or than basketball. So because the hometown was winning a lot of Italian league in volleyball, you know, so we really, all of us, we grow up, in my room, there was a poster of volleyball player. I didn't have poster of soccer player. And so it was really my dream to become a volleyball player. And I play a lot, but of course, you know, even if I put a lot of effort, my body was not big enough, and at this age, there was not the libero position. So, or you are setter, or you have to be very big, and I was not very big, and I didn't like to be setter. So at the age of, I think 18, 19, I start to coach already very early, and then everything started. Of course, it was not a high-level team, so it was not professional volleyball, but it was the third league, so already something, you know, we were going out with buses, we were making a lot of trip with the team, you know, there was very, very small salary. And then, I mean, it was not professional, but okay, was already pretty good level. It was kind of very interesting relationship, because I mean, I love my father and he loved me also. I was very important for his team, because I was garbage player, you know, so the player that was making the dirty job pretty good, not the one that kill every ball, but the one that have to give the balance to the team, that I was very, very important for his team. But at the same time, at this age especially, I had not an easy character. I was I was ready to fight for everything. I was not very disciplined. I was against any kind of order, you know, so if you say me do this, of course I tried the other way, but so I was this kind of kid. So sometimes we really have some fight, and I mean, the most funny stories were when sometime in training, because I was 17, 18, he said, okay, you go home. I don't want to see you in my gym. I said, I cannot go home because I'm in the car with you. So, okay, so we go in the locker room, close the locker room, and wait for me. So, okay, I stay in the locker room, wait, training finished, and went to home. But what was good relation? I mean, I think that put us very, very close. I mean, already we were close, but this relation made us even closer. And also was very nice that, I mean, we're still very close, and we're still talking too much about volleyball, and he's still writing me email after every match. So my father is born in 35. So, you know, he's in the, you know, really in the 80s, but he's still watching every match, still writing email, still criticizing a lot every time he has something that he didn't like. So, and we still have this kind of relation, so that is very nice. For sure, the attention about details, you know. So my father is still one coach that if now come in my gym, he can analyze the technique of a player even better than me. You know, the arm swing, the angle, really the small details. He was really one of the old teacher, you know, really the one that know really how to develop, how to teach the things from the basics. You know, also he wrote one book that is one of the best books in Italy for the people that want to start to coach volleyball, you know. So this book was very important in many schools, because really he had this teaching really inspiration. He was more a teacher than a coach, and that's why probably he was successful, but till one point, because he couldn't make into the professional life, because he had a big family. We were three brothers, you know, so he never want to leave his security job in school to something unsecure, because at this age, you never know what can happen in sport. And second, because he was, again, more a teacher than really a coach. They were playing volleyball, both of them, till also the third league. Then, I mean, they were kind of good volleyball player like me, so very good technique, but not physically talented. Then when was the time, I mean, they didn't make the step to professional, and I decided to become a coach, they decided to become a teachers. So they are both teaching, they're still teaching yet. One mathematics, one Italian, Latin, ancient Greece, so this kind of stuff. So they were very helpful to me for the school, because I didn't want to study, but they helped me a lot. I coach every level. So I start from really the last league and the very junior. I start to teach to the kid of 6, 7 years old, and then I go to the 10, and then to the 14, and then to the 18. So I make all the steps. And in the same time, I was kind of like you. So I was a journalist. So I was working because there was not so much money, you know, to just from volleyball. So I need to take also a little more money. And so I was working like a journalist in our town magazine, newspaper of my town. Of course, I was following the volleyball team. And, you know, so I like also this job, you know, because I was in sport, I can comment, I can use my knowledge, you know, to explain people volleyball. So I was coaching the junior teams, and I was journalist. Till, you know, one team asked me to be the second coach of the second league team, so professional. I said yes, so I was second coach in professional team and still making a little bit of journalist. And then that was the moment, the key moment. Then one day in October, so basically 1 month after the season started, it came the president of this club and say, we don't want to keep going with the head coach, and we want you to become head coach of our team in second league. So I was, at this age, I was around 21, 22, if I'm not wrong. And I really said, are you sure? Because, I mean, in this team, because it was a team that want to go to the first league, in this team there is a captain of United States national team, Olympic team. There is a captain of Russian national team, Olympic team. There are two very expert Italian players. So I'm 23, I am a player of 30, 32, 33. He said, don't worry, we can add you one experienced assistant coach, but we want to give the team to you, if you want to take. I remember in that time I called my father, of course, said what I have to do. I mean, my idea is to take the team, you know, but I don't know if I'm ready or not. And my father said, you will never know if you are ready if you don't take the team. So of course, take the team, and then we see what happens. So I take the team. I have to quit, of course, the journalist, because I cannot comment myself. So I have to stop to be journalist, of course. And then it was pretty successful from the beginning, and then everything is started. So at 23, I was, I believe, the youngest coach in the history of Italy to coach in a professional team. I made from the second league to the first league. And then I had one good season in the first league. In this moment, I was 25 years old. And in the moment, for the coach of the Italian national team was Giulio Velasco. That is, in this moment in volleyball, Giulio Velasco is like Klopp now in soccer, you know, or Guardiola or Mourinho. So was the coach of the coaches. You know that he was incredibly successful in the men team, Italian. So the federation put him in the women team to try to develop the women team. And so he called me immediately and said, Giovanni, you are young, you still play pretty good, but also you are coaching in the first league, so I want you to become my assistant in national team. So I said, of course, I come immediately, you know, and so I was there like third assistant. Then in the same moment, basically 3 months later, the Lazio soccer team, because it was so famous, he wanted him to become general manager of the Lazio soccer team. So basically, you know, so he left volleyball to become big manager in soccer. His assistant coach became the head coach, and me from third coach, I became assistant coach of national team. And I made my first Olympic in 2000, that was in Sydney, like assistant coach of national team. When I think is incredible, because you think about now, I remember that in this time, I was going every night around 8 o'clock, there was a room where computer, when you can call Skype to the people in Italy, you know, like that, because it was the only communication, because there was barely cellular phone. I believe that they didn't maybe yet, or just not so good, or there was, of course, not WhatsApp, no Twitter, nothing, no? So I remember that I was every night going there, and I was meeting a big player in this room, because all of them want to communicate with us. And was amazing, was, you know, I was where I am, you know, you don't even realize where you were in this time. But it was fun. Already when I was 18, 19, I was a coach in kind of kids camp, kind of, you know, Bar Toksoy Academy, Bar Guidetti Toksoy Academy, you know, that we are doing. Same, I was the young coach in this kind of camp, and I was loving that. You know, I was really understand. Oh, this is fun. I like to teach. You know, I mean, actually, if you see, my mother is a teacher, my father is a teacher, my sister is a teacher, my sister is a teacher. So this teaching, you know, inspiration for sure was inside me. And already when I was a young coach in this camp, I was really enjoying a lot, you know, and I was really trying to explain, and I was having fun seeing the young kids, you know, really improving and making, and I was trying to study, I was trying to learn as much as I can, I was traveling to other coaches, so it was pretty clear that I have this fire inside me. And still, this is the best things. Because didn't expire, is even more this fire probably. Actually, in that time, after Olympic, I was responsible of the Italian junior national team project. I was not the head coach in this project, I was assistant coach. And I was happy, but at the same time, was not the costume, to use your word, that was fitting me. Because even if I was happy, it was a nice job, but I needed to lead the project. You know, I didn't was agree too much with the head coach, but of course, I have to do what the head coach say, but I wanted to take my responsibility, my decision, and so on. So I was not very, very, very happy. And in this moment happened something very strange, that 1 year before in one of my travel, I met the general manager of an association that was calling United States Professional Volleyball. That was basically a group of investors that wanted to bring the first professional league of volleyball in America. And before start with the league, they wanted to create a team. They created a team that was playing and promoting the future league all over America. And so, because I gave my curriculum 1 year later, they called me and said, are you interested in being our head coach in this promotional year? I said, of course. I mean, I'm one of those guys that normally I always say yes to the new adventure, you know, and to the new experience. And I was always in love with United States. Became in love with volleyball also because of a lot of American players. So it was kind of a dream for me. So I said, of course, I come. And then I was there. I stayed in Chicago for 9 months, and I coached this team that have the job to promote the new league. Then what happened? When I was there, I had a lot of fun, but I understood also that was not the league I wanted to be the coach, because the future league had 4 teams, and the second year again 4 teams, and then the league expired, because there was, of course, in America, very difficult to bring something that is not basketball, hockey, American football, and baseball. So I understand, okay, it's not my place. I want to go back to Italy in the first league. So I went back to Italy to the first league. I have a good offer in a good team. And I left going in different country. In the same time, you bring something, because of course, if they call me, they want I bring something. But in the same moment you bring something, you learn much, much more. You know, if I stay in Italy all my life, okay, I know the Italian culture, I know the Italian way to think, I know the Italian, you know, way to live, you know, but going to Bulgaria, going to Chicago, going to Holland, go to Germany, staying here, then you can learn so many, many things that if you stay, you know, in your house where you're born all your life, you cannot learn. No, that's why traveling is something amazing. So I have this chance. That's also why I said basically yes to every new opportunity, because still always I want to try to learn as much as I can, you know, so that's what the most important thing for me, you know, and really I learn something from each experience that I made. I learned something from each culture that I face. So, and it was very nice, you know, and also I am a guy that is very easy to adapt in any situation, so I can easily find my place, I can easily find good connection with the people, so I never felt alone or, you know, or lonely. You know, and so I have basically very good time in any experience. Even every experience was very different from each other. It's not easy, you know, it's not easy. Actually, I mean, like life adaptation, for sure, for my style was German probably the most difficult. You know, because I remember first time I was with the team, this I remember all my life. We were walking, and there was nobody in the street, and there was a red for the walk, and of course I go. You know, there was nobody in the next kilometer, and all my German player and German staff behind me, really watching me angry. And you say, what are you doing? I said, what are you doing? Why you stop? We are walking. No, but if the kids see you, you teach very bad. How can you do something like this? And well, you know, so this was one example, you know, and same like in Germany, training finish 8:30. Okay, then my normal, if my training should finish 8:30, normally my training finished 8:50. And was a big problem there, very big problem, because the kitchen said 8:30, so the kitchen is ready 8:35. And if you go 8:50, the people is incredible angry, because, you know, in their mind is pretty fixed, you know, so life adaptation was not easy in Germany, because really everything that for me is normal, like, I mean, I am here to make sports, so when I finish training, I go to eat. No, the restaurant have to close at this time. In the street, I remember one time they stopped me, really, and they made me all the tests because I was going too quick, you know, for them. For me, I was really just a little over the speed, you know, so. If a German come to Turkey, you have tough life, for sure, to adapt, you know, so, and opposite too. So this was, for sure, not so easy, but very, very easy in the gym, because this professionality and this discipline you find in the gym. So in the gym, in the German team, you put a paper, do 10, 10, 10, you are sure they do 11, 11, 11, you know, because they don't want to be guilty at all. So this was one part. But at the same time, I was also one problem that I had with them, because to this player was very important to explain them, important is not to make 10, 10, 10, but important is 10, 10, 10, bring us to win. Because not that we do 10, 10, 10, we did our job. That was the first, you know, the first fight with the German team. Because you think that we did 10, 10, 10, we did our job. No, do 5, 5, 5, but win. Because we are here to win, not to do our job. So that was the first, you know, impact with German player. With Turkish player, sometimes it's opposite. Because sometimes you write 10, 10, 10, they do 2, 2, 2. But then when there is the match and there is the to win, they transfer. And then that was the fight with Turkish player at the beginning. I said, hey, you fight like crazy in the match, but the previous 5 days in training, I didn't see this fire. You know, so that's why probably you don't play so good, because it's not only about fire. You also need to prepare to this fire. You know, so it was really very tiny difference, but at the big picture, greatest player think the same, doesn't matter in which country they are. So the greatest player I coach in Turkey have the same mindset of the greatest player I coach in Holland, the greatest player I coach in America, the greatest player I coach in Bulgaria, same. And the greatest player I coach in Germany. The greatest players think always the same. Think I want to be better, I want to improve, I want to train hard, I want to win. And this is don't change from any country.
Any country.
Absolutely.
Any culture.
Absolutely, yes. Normally when I start, I always start with a lot of question mark, with a lot of, this job is difficult, this job is difficult. So I always try to keep my expectation not too high, you know, because for me the base of everything is the hard work have to bring the result, nothing else, you know. So normally I always start with not very high expectation, and then try to put a lot in the hard work, and then try to get success. But of course, I start every match thinking with the idea that we can win, that's for sure. You know, I remember that one time because I don't like to post too much, I'm not too much social, but I remember that after the first Champions League, I really say something that I know that many other coaches like so much in the world. I said, I want because before the winning of the first Champions League, many times I have success, but never really the big trophy, you know. So a lot of people say, yeah, he's a good coach, but he never won. You know, so I remember that I said, okay, now the people start to think that I am a big coach because I won. But it's not like this. I mean, I was not a big coach before, I'm not a big coach now. I'm still the same coach. They want to grow, and they want to become better, and then they want to work hard. Just now, because of one cup, the people will see me different, but I'm not different. You know, it's not that you are a good coach because you win. You are a good coach when you bring your team to play the best that your team can. This is our job. You are the good coach when you bring the players to play better, when you teach them something. Then there is a moment that then you face against an opponent that is better than you. But it's not that you are a worse coach or a bad coach because of win or lose. You know, win or lose is really too much for the media, too much for the people, and it's okay, it is normal. I mean, we do everything for win. We don't do nothing to lose. That is okay. This is how the society is thinking, that is pretty okay. I'm not against that. But I don't judge you know, my colleague or some player because only winning or lose. I judge because how much effort they put on winning or lose, how much they want to grow, how much they want to improve. And then winning or lose is, you know, sometimes you have little luck, sometimes you have less luck. And I really believe that we cannot be, you know, we cannot feel like God when we win, and we cannot feel like you know, the worst man in the world when you lose, you know. The balance is very important because you know what you do for everything, you know. So sometimes you don't win, so you cannot win every time.